Hey everybody, here we are. Yeah, we're back, and what we're going to end up doing today is checking out the new Amazon haul. This is going to be the streaming podcast lighting. We're going to talk about the Godox ES45 key light, which is going to be an improvement, hopefully, because the light that I have here is kind of like. Let me show you the light. It's like this ring light. That's how cheap it is. That's what I have right now. I have two extremely cheap ring lights. And I think it ended up, I got a camera base and a little mount thing, and then that little key light thing was popped in there from then. George pops up and says, howdy. Hey, how's it going, George? Good to see you. Yeah, this is going to be a little interesting because I got the round little key light that was like thrown in as an extra accessory for like a camera stand that I have on my desk. And yeah, it's like super cheap. I mean, it is so cheap. And the other thing I ended up doing is I'm using the DJI wireless microphone. So we've got that plugged into the computer. So hopefully, keep the fingers crossed, we won't get into too much craziness as far as technical difficulties. So far, everything's working out good. We got the wireless thing going, and hopefully, let me know if the audio is good, because I think I can add some adjustments to that. So, but if it works out the way it is now, then I'll be happy and everything will work. So anyway, the Godox ES45, and you can actually see that on the desk there. We're going to take a look at that, and that is going to replace the super duper cheap the ring light. It goes on. Let me see if we can like, that's the lowest it goes. It's actually pretty high, so it kind of washes out a little bit. So it's not too bad. George says, everything sounds good. Okay, good. I took a stab at it. And then it's also got the little ring light. You can go like with warm, and then kind of little sort of warm, and then kind of like a white. So it's really just in the same, the other one does the other thing as well. So the key light, it is what it is, and I'm kind of limited on that, and so some of the controls for the lighting and things like that, I have to go into, like if I go into here and I can adjust some, some saturation, I go, let's go black and white, nor or whatever, and I can kind of play with some of this stuff on there. Terry pops in, says, hey, George, Hey, Terry, I got your email for the Facebook thing, but I used my wife's Facebook and I need to re-verify her thing, so I wasn't able to check that out. But yeah, I'll get to it. I'll definitely read it. So anyway, yeah, so I got a little bit of control with some of the lighting and things like that, and I also have like the face cam that I have has a, what the heck is it? It has some adjustments that you can end up doing, which I don't see it on here right now. Blueprint Studio? No, that's not it. So anyway, but just some basic adjustments. And so the key light, I've been looking at a bunch of different reviews and everything, and this key light looks really good. And so I went ahead and ordered it. And so with that said, in case somebody's interested, so there it is. I ordered it on the 20th. And it's the 26th, so it actually came in about a week. So that was pretty good. I think that turned out well. Let me see if I can adjust. Now, there we go. Boom. So we're good. So anyway, this is the Godox ES45 key light, LED light with extendable desk stand, which is kind of what I got with the aftermarket stand that I have. 0 to 100%, 2800 to 6500 color adjustable temperature. So it can go from real cool to real warm. It has an app that can go with this, and then it also has a remote control on the back of it. So if you don't want to do the app thing, you can do that. And yeah, soft panel light for streaming, Zoom calls, and all that stuff. Hello. We got some more people popping in here. So yeah, just kind of go over, pick this up from Amazon, and it only comes with one light and one stand. So if you want two, which I might do another one over here for the fill light, we'll see what happens. But adjustable colors as far as 2800 to 6500, which is pretty good. That'll give me more adjustment, you know, from a warm tone to a cool tone. It's got an auto recharging remote control. So in other words, you can either do it with an app on your phone, or you could just take that thing off, set it on your desk, and boom, and then put it back on there, and we're good to go. So yeah, and it's supposed to be, it's not loud, supposedly. It's supposed to be efficient. The stand, you know, got an adjustable stand, which is kind of Barney basic. And basically you have the light, the adapter, the mounting rod, power cable. You have a detachable panel for your remote and all that stuff. And it's got some pretty good reviews. It's about 75% overall, plus 4 stars is 15%. So that's kind of around, you know, the reviews. If I get something off of Amazon, I'll try to kind of, as long as it's around 70 or more %, then I'm pretty happy with that. So that's what we ended up getting. And that actually got delivered today. It took 6 days. So that was pretty good. And then what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go over to the table and we'll do the unboxing. And so with that, because I've got the wireless microphone, I don't need to carry the mic, because I was carrying this thing back and forth all the time. And now with the wireless microphone, I don't know if it sounds better. It'll probably be a little bit less than the Blue Yeti microphone, but we'll see how this goes. So let's go ahead and we'll jam onto the paint station there, and we will go over there and take a look at it. So it's so nice not having to carry the microphone around. And we'll go ahead and we will do the unboxing. We're going to get our tablet up and running here. And so that way what we can end up doing is, if we get any comments, we can do that. And while that is popping up, and switch account. Oh, seriously, really? Everything is just like, I don't know what the deal is these days. Everything's got to be verified and this and that and the whole 9 yards. Let's see if we can get it into this way. And we'll just do this and go to that, and why can I not do that? Let's see if we can just go to the home page. Seriously? Let's see. The very light. Seriously, what is going on with this thing? I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to be able to. Really? YouTube, why are you doing me like this? Now I have technical problems. Oh, here we go. Okay, now we're up and running. Now we're up and running. Gee whiz, seriously. So anyway, this is, we have our Godox. Oh, we also have some characters here today. We've got some Warhammer stuff that I've been working on. We're going to do some other videos. So they're kind of sitting there. These guys ended up getting primed and ready to go. And so we're going to do, I think what we're going to try to do is do some more miniature painting stuff. And it's like an elf dude. I kind of blew him up from a 32 millimeter. So that's going to turn out pretty good, I think. Yeah. And we'll do some painting on those guys. But today, we're going to be doing this. So we will, and I'm going to need a little knifage. Little Sharpie thing. Brand new, out of the box. And I figured this should be, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. So there it is. That's a pretty decent sized box, that's for sure. And then on the other side, it shows how it's got the remote with the magnets and stuff like that. And we got a little bit of 2.4 gig wireless, full metal aluminum, all that good stuff. And boom. Okay, I like the boxing. So it shows what all you get with this. A bit of paper, more paper, photo lighting solution. Ooh, this is like a little bit smaller than what I thought. That's not bad. That's nice and compact though. I like that part of it. But that is definitely smaller than what I thought it would be. Let's see if we can get... And there is charging. And then we've got the little table thing there. Little stand. So, yeah, just very Barney basic. Okay. Oh, okay. So we can go pretty far with that. Nice. I like that. And we got bubble wrap. Always got to love the bubble wrap. And let's see. Oh, it's got the little push thing. Okay, so that's nice. Got some little rubber in here on both sides, so that's good. So that way you can put it onto your desk table or whatever it is, you can clamp that on there. So that's nice. And so let's just set this off to the side. And as far as the tip here, of course it's got the standard, you screw it and it kind of cinches everything down like so. It still kind of rotates around. Why does that do that? Okay, so that screws in there. Okay. And then a rubber gasket, 1/4-20 that we got on there, so we're good to go on that. Okay. Nothing amazing in that regard. So we got a 110. So we got that. And so that's a nice little compact thing that we got going on here. It's got some substantial weight to it, that's for sure. And then this is all magnetized for the remote. So that's nice. Got the power plug there. Got the on-off switch, which I don't know if it'll... Oh, okay. So it powers up. And so this will adjust the warmth. And this will adjust the light, but we're not getting any... Reset, yes. Okay. We're not getting any light. Why? Interesting. Interesting, interesting. So, tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and we'll turn this off, and we'll put all this together. Watch it be broke. Watch it be dead on arrival. I'll be a little pissed, a little miffed. So, let's see how we can do on this. I would be a little miffed if this thing was dead on arrival. Because I haven't, fingers crossed, I haven't had to send anything back via Amazon from Korea. So there's that. Now I gotta find a plug for this. Plug. And what does that do? Oh, we do have a plug. Sorry about that. Okay, charging. Oh, we had something. Hey, there we go. And we can get it down. So we got down to 0%. Oh, there's 1. So there's 1%. And then we have our thing here. Start shooting sparks and smoking. I know, it was like, no, please don't, please don't. So we can set our lighting so we can get it so it's maxed out at 2800. So we can see that. That's nice. And we're at 1% right now. And then we can go all the way from 2800 to 6500, which is a real cool light, which is that right there. So yeah, that's nice. And then that's at 1% to, there's 10, 20. And on the potentiometer on here, you can actually feel the click. So you got a tactile little click on here, so that's nice. It's not just a freewheeling. Let's see, let's get up to, ooh, that was a big jump. So that's 40. There's 50. There's 60. And 70, there's 80, there's 90, and 100%. So that's a pretty impressive little light there. And the cool thing is you end up, you've got your remote here, which has a rechargeable battery on it, and you've got a C connector, Type C connector on here so that you could charge that up. And then you have the unit here that I'm assuming, no, surely this is going to turn off, yeah. So it's got to have the power cord, so there's no battery on this, but there's a battery on your remote here, which is still not bad. So, nice. See if we can turn that off. Turn it on. Nice. Off, and then 1%. So that is a nice light. That is really nice. I like this. Now the question is, yeah, I've got a power strip, I've got some open plugs. So that is nice. I'm digging that. And with this key light, this will allow us to replace the rinky-dink little light that we ended up having and be able to have some control over the color on it. So we can get it kind of, it's 2800, so that's kind of a gold warmish type of light. So if you want your key light to shine a little bit warmer, kind of like on the El Cheapo one I had, you've got a lot more control on this. So that is nice. And you can see that there. So that's not bad. I like that. Then you can get it to where it's like you start getting into the real kind of a cooler color around the 60, you know, the 6000s. So that is nice. It worked out good. I like that. For a while, for a second there, I thought this was dead on arrival. So, yeah. And there's no sound to it. I'll hold it up. Yeah, there's no fan or anything. This is aluminum. This is plastic. You've got a 1/4-20 receptacle there. You have 1/4-20 there. And then you have another 1/4-20 there, and then also on this side as well. So you've got some different mounting options. But this is nice. I like this. And the fact that you can have this on a remote on your desk, and then you can put this on here, and then, you know, you can play with it and do whatever you want. So you can do it, you've got options. I like that. I definitely like that. But I'm wondering why you have an on-off switch. I mean, if you're just doing with this, well, maybe if this is out, then whatever the last setting was, so we just saw that happen, whatever the last setting was, use the on-off switch. So let's say we want to make this around 4800, and we're going to make it, I don't know, 40%. And then we can see the light that's shining on all that stuff there. And then if we turn the light off, and it goes back to that there. So now the question is, if we turn this off, turn it off with a remote, it's got the little charging signal that it's charging the rechargeable battery in the remote unit. We press this on. Oh, it goes back to the setting that we had before. Nice. I like it. I think this is good. This is good. I like this. So the question is whether we're going to end up using this on, because this is either going to face the wall as I'm sitting on my desk and I'll bounce the light off the wall and then come back, or whether I'm going to have it, you know, facing forward like this, kind of like what I had with my El Cheapo light, LED light, and then fine tune it with the dimming and of course the color and stuff like that. But that's nice. And it's got some heft to it. That is significantly heavy. I mean, it feels like that feels, and you got some screws here. So on this back piece here, that feels like that's aluminum. And then this is, I don't know, dare I? Just kind of, nope, that seems like that's aluminum too. Yeah, that's aluminum. So this whole back thing is aluminum. All the fins and everything is aluminum. These pieces are aluminum. This is obviously plastic. You got some venting in there, but there's no fan. So that's nice. And we've got that diffusion that we got going on here, so it's pretty nice. So, yeah. Nice. I dig this. This is good. This is good. So now what we're going to end up doing, I think what we'll end up doing is we'll get the camera, we'll move it around, and we'll see if we can get this thing set up and replace the janky little light that we ended up having. Of course, probably Photo Lighting Solutions. Oh, so it's got a little advertisement for some other stuff that they have. So floodlights, other stuff that they have. Flash trigger for like photography, outdoor flash and lights. I don't need any of that. LED, RGB stick light. I've got 2 of those. That's where I've got the red light and the blue light. And so I don't need that. RGB puck round RGB mini creative light. So that could be interesting. But in all honesty, I don't need that stuff. I mean, I didn't really need this, but I just wanted to upgrade. And I saw some real good reviews on this, so on this ES45. And yeah, I was like, okay. And to be honest, I've also noticed a short in the cord with the janky little, LED ring light that I had. So it's slowly dying out. So, and everything's in Chinese. Go figure. Oh, do we get English? Oh, we have English. We have English. Yay. And this was on sale. I think it was like a 14% discount with the Black Friday or the whatever's coming up. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I totally forgot about that. So, power switch, DC socket, thermo vent 1, thermo vent 2, mounting holes. We got a bunch of those. 176 premium LED bulbs with all-in-one light board. Detachable control panel, works up to 22 hours. So that's nice. Supports 2.4 gig wireless or smartphone app control. So I might do the app thing. So you got your code. Tells you about, plug it in, charge it up, blah, blah, blah. Using the light on, off, control panel, dim, color. Yeah, we figured that out. Wireless selection. So we can do that onto the phone. Technical data maintenance. Standby. The display will operate. The display to operate the panel will get darker and automatically detach from the main light body without operation for 1 minute. So it's got a power saving device on there. Okay, so that's good. The LED light will turn off automatically and detach from the main light body without operation for an hour. Okay. Maintenance, nothing really outstanding. Okay, so there it is. There it is. So there it is, the ES45. So what we're going to end up doing is if I get my foot out of the chair, we'll adjust some stuff here. And I think what we'll end up doing is we'll move some stuff around, and that includes part of George says, keep forgetting you're a day ahead. Oh yeah, we're a day ahead. I'm in the future. I am future man. So now, let's see what we're going to end up doing. How we're going to do this. So, and there's my back. But why is it not? So I told you I was having some technical problems. So we can see the back of me. Seriously, really? Let's see if this thing is going to boot up. Okay, there, we're back. We're back. Good Lord, seriously. Yeah, this is froze for some reason. So, but I am using a longer USB cord, but I never had problems with that before, so we'll see what happens. But yes, I am a day ahead. So there it is. Yes, I'm future boy. almost panics because I have to bake pies on Wednesday night. Yeah, that would have been a doozy. It'd be like, oh no. I'm so out of touch. Honestly, I thought Thanksgiving was next week. So, but I think here's what we're going to do. Let me see. Hold on, folks. I know it's going to be I'm going to get a little seasick here. But you'll get unprecedented access to see the other side as we throw this in here. And yeah, there's the other side of the coin. So that's what we end up seeing. And what we'll end up doing. So that's what the light looks at right now, is this right here. So, and again, it's just a rinky-dink. And I've got basically the same setup here. So what we'll end up doing, I told you this is rinky-dink. And this is how I've got a paper towel to be my diffuser. So no more paper towel. We're not doing paper towels anymore. And then I can end up doing, if I can get this, and kind of move this around, because this is basically the exact same thing that we had before. So now, oh yeah, this is this weird, there we go. And this is, like I said, this is really messed up. It's just a USB little plug-in cheap El Cheapo light. So yeah, it ended up, it came with a camera stand, and it is super cheap. And like I said, the cable on here is starting to short out. I mean, I could fix it, but I figured, you know, let's just upgrade this and we'll get it all done. So we'll throw all that away. So our stand here is going to be good to go. So let's go back over here. And we will get our Godox on, our ES45. And let's see. Almost Retired 78 says, hey Steve, on my first 3D printer, what would you recommend? Ooh, that is always good. That could be an interesting thing. You know, it kind of depends on what you want to do. So, 3D printer. Bamboo is always good. If you're looking for good quality, of course they're tied into the Chinese network, and you know, you got to log in, you have to go through their gatekeeper thing to be able to use their machines. It's really hard to do standalone stuff, but the quality of their prints are really good. So Bamboo is really good. Like the P2S has just came out, and that is really good. That's gotten some real good reviews. Even some of their older ones, the P1S or P2S or whatever it is, P1S is pretty good. Prusa has got some good ones. Their Core 1, though that's expensive. I've got the Creality K2 Plus, and we will see. This is going to be interesting. Because now this is a little heavy, so you take that into consideration. That's holding up pretty good. Let's see. Ferthus, good morning, good morning, good morning. Ferthus, always good to see you aboard. And as far as printer, George says, I'm not sure what he'll say. However, for me, after I ran some calibration test prints, I made a Flexi Octopus for my mom. Oh, cool. Sorry, misread. Depends. So the question is, depends on what you're looking for, bed slinger or Core XY. I would go with a Core XY myself, personally. You can't go wrong with a Core XY. Bed slingers, kind of an older tech, but with that said, if you're not looking to go deep into it, bed slingers are some good machines, and you can get some really good deals because they're older models. So there's that. And cords everywhere. As if I didn't have enough cords already. Nope, not that cord. This one. One of these days I gotta get all this stuff figured out. And we have power. At least I think we have power. I need to get like one of those under desk things to, and that's on. And oh wow, holy crow. Let's turn this light off, and that is a significant light. Okay, hold on folks, I'm going to move you around here a little bit. And then we can do some adjustments here. Holy crow, that is bright. Wow. Talk about washout. That is, and we're at 40%. Yon Day Hey Nim says, I don't think I can sleep with that picture hanging on my wall. Well, yeah, I don't sleep here, so that works. Let's see if we can dim this down. Oh, yes. So that's off. That's 1%. That's almost a bit too much. Oh, that's not bad either. So that's 2800. That's a little bit too orangey. And then I might have to do some minor tweaking on let's just reset everything to default. And we'll do a little bit on saturation, which isn't bad. A little bit up on the temperature, gamma, which is your contrast, which that's not bad. And that's at 1%. So it's not like we're going to be taxing the system. That's for sure. Let's turn this off and we'll see how that pops up. That's almost let's see, and then there's resin. George says, impressive, it works out pretty good. I think it works out okay, besides my hat head going on here. Not bad, not bad. I still got my little light over here. Do I need to bump that up a little bit? That's not bad. That's not bad. And that's at 1%. At 3100. So that is not bad. Cool. Okay, so there it is. George says, oh, his liver's shot. Yeah. So let's see if we can bring that down a little bit. Saturation, I think that's not bad. That's pretty decent looking right there. That is a lot of light though. So the other thing I could end up doing is turning that around and bouncing the light off the wall. And that could be a possible solution. Let me move everything back. You start moving stuff around, it's like, oh no. I'll try to get it like that. I think it works. I think that works. And I like the little remote deal that we got going on here. And you got different channels that you can go on. And you can see like the screen has already kind of dimmed a little bit. So with that battery saving feature, that is nice. So let's throw this back on there. Yep. Nice, nice. I like it. Does it look good? Does the picture look good? I think it's all right. And of course I might have to move the desk just a hair. Some minor adjusting and tweaking of like so. I think that works out good. I like it. Now, let's see if we can try the app thing and see what goes on. So, George says it looks good. George says it looks good. I'm going to trust George. And let's see if we can check out the app. Because I've got apps for the red and blue light in the background. And then I've also got a light for the halo light thing. Ferrith says, maybe a tad oversaturated. Okay. Oh, yeah, we are. We're at like 12. Take it down to 6. How's that? That's 0. And our contour, that's 0. So the contour gamma, we'll set that at 10. Temperature is 0. Brightness, I'll just leave that at 0. I think that works. Saturation, let's just go for 6. How's that look for saturation, Mr. Ferrithis? Face looks really red. Yeah, it's different than when I see on the software that I'm using, the Ecamm Live software. It looks okay, but I won't know until, well, you know what I can do? I can bring it up on the computer and take a look at it. Aha! There we go. Let's take a look-see. And ba-boom. Here we go. Software, it looks okay. Okay, that looks good. Let's see if we can get this. Looks better? Good. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work. So I'm seeing it now on the computer. Matter of fact, when we go to the desktop, we can end up seeing. So, yeah, that looks good. I like that. I think, looks great. Good. Goody. Okay, so back to this. So basically I got saturation, everything as far as the picture settings for my Ecamm Live, and I'll kind of throw this up there to show you what I'm talking about there. That's what we end up having there for the Ecamm Elgato Facecam 4K. And those are the settings there. So everything is basically 0 except for the saturation, which is 6, and gamma is on 10. So we've been able to play with that a little bit. It looks good. I think it's good. Think it needs tweaking a little bit? Let me know. Key light's doing good. Let me see if I got... Yep, that one's on, that one's on. That one's blue. And that one is... That's blue. Let's see for red. With darker red. I think we're good. Alrighty. So now... we can end up doing. See the app for this thing. And I don't know if I want to do the app or not. I'm kind of apped out. I'm really getting kind of tired of apps because there's so many apps and stuff like that. And hell, China's probably already watching what everybody's doing anyway. So, you know, whoop-de-doo. Godox Light. So let's do that. We'll get that. It's only got, 44 ratings, but it's only 2.1. Ooh, that's not a good rating. Seriously. .1 ratings on their thing. And see that there, 2.1? That doesn't fill me with joy. Works with no registration required. This was a year ago. Okay. Yeah. Holy crow. Allow Godox Light to find Bluetooth. Yeah. I'll give that a shot and we'll see what happens. Let's see. Bluetooth is on. And it's funny because living in an apartment, there's all kinds of holy crow. It's funny. Ferrith says, I switched to all matter compatible lights, no more apps. Yeah, and really honestly, I don't know. It's still searching for this thing. I think I gotta, my other two lights, you know, let's see if we can add, no, cancel, remote. You're not logged in, log in. I don't want to log in. Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I'm just going to get rid of that app. Just remove it. Yeah, delete the app. Yes, delete. Because if I can do everything, and once it's set, I mean, it's good. It's done. I don't need to do anything else. So it's not like I'm going to be moving this a lot. Probably not at all. It'll stay on the desk. Maybe if I get a different type of desk, you know, I'll move it that, but it's going to stay right there. So I might bring it down a little bit because I got a little bit of shadow underneath my nose. So maybe bring it down a tad more. I think I'll do that. And we'll see how that goes. Do that. It's a little bit better. And now this light, which is a little rinky-dink ring light that I have. Let's see. I think that works. That's not bad. I don't know. I think it's good. I think that'll work. The desk I have, it's kind of different because on the one end, so you have your desktop and then it immediately goes down into the leg. So the whole side of the desk is a leg. So I either have to put that clamp on the very back or I have to put it on the front. So I got it out on the back. You can't really put it on the side like a normal desk. If I had it on this side, I could do that. But then I would have the L going over here and it just look weird if you come into the room. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do the app. Yeah. App, see ya. Don't need you. So that's it. That's all we got going on. So anyway, that's what we end up having on this Godox ES45. Let's see if we can take a look at some other information on it and go back and see how that looks. Again, we picked this up off of Amazon. I saw a number of reviews on it. Yeah, there it is. And it's a pretty decent light. So as far as like, it's like 14.5 inches wide. Like, what is it, 9 inches? And then it's maybe, what, a 1/2 inch thick, maybe, for the majority of it. So that's not bad. It's not a bad little thing. So, 0 to 100% brightness, soft light without irritating the eyes, which it seems to be doing pretty good. I think we got it set pretty good. Adjustable brightness, which is good. And we've got ours set to whatever it was. So, got a little bit of color in there. 2865, got the remote. Featuring a super efficient cooling system, keeps the heat impressively low. You can enjoy long hour streaming with a comfortable and neat ambience. Still don't hear a fan on it. And of course, if we're running 1%, I wouldn't expect a fan anyway. Cooling system makes no noise, nice for Zoom call, streaming content, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we got that there. Key light, which is good. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I think it turned out pretty good. Now I do have the other light. Like I said, I have the little rinky-dink light that I showed you all. This is the other with the paper towel as the diffuser. Yeah, that's like super rinky-dink. And I was thinking about getting another one of these for that light to fill, you know, this side of my face. But honestly, I'm glad I didn't get 2 of them because I think this is good enough. So yeah, and like I said, this was, how much did this cost? This one ended up being $119. Of course, it's being sent to Korea. There's no import charges or anything unless I think it's over $150. But it used to be, as we can see there, it used to be $140. We got 14%. It's the lowest it's been in 30 days, $119. So, a little expensive, but I'm so glad that I only got one of these because there's no way if I put another one over here at 1%, it would kind of blow out and I would need to either set it further back. It'd just be a waste of $120 basically. So yeah, I think we're good with that. I think we're good with that. Let's see, Sultan popped in and said, hey, good morning. Well, it's afternoon, but yeah, Steve and everyone, take a little coding break and noticed that I was online. Hey, cool, thanks for stopping by. We ended up getting a new key light. So everything looks out pretty good. And we're testing out the DJI wireless microphone that we got plugged into the Mac. That's another upgrade that I want to do is I've got a Mac Mini, but I want to go for the, what is it? Not the Mac Studio, but which one is it? Oh, it is the Mac Studio. So the Mac Studio that's another upgrade that I want to do, but that's gonna be a little bit further down the road because holy crow, Macs are expensive. Fertha says the mic sounds really good. That's good. That's good. I was hoping that would be the case, and so that way I don't have to. That's one less thing that I have to plug into the Blue Yeti. I can take that out, but I still got to plug it in, the DJI, the receiver, and plug that into the USB slot. But the cool thing I like about that is this gives me mobility. And if it sounds good, then yeah, I think we'll just keep doing this. So nice. So yeah, the Mac Studio is the next thing that I want to get because we've got some more connections on here. And seriously, super. Yeah, I know. 16 core up to 40, blah, 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 blah. But it's got some more connections on there for all of that. So that's pretty good. So one of these days I'll get one of these. Maybe we'll see what happens. So yeah, next best thing to slice bread, blah, 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 all of that stuff. So we got a couple connectors on the front for USB-C, and then on the back, we've got a number of connectors. Features Thunderbolt 5 with transfer rates 3 to blah, 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 blah. So there it is. 2 USB-Cs and 1 card, which I don't need. 4 Thunderbolts, 1 regular 10 gig Ethernet, 2 USB-As, and then HDMI and a headphone jack. I really wish, it's just not enough. I need some more USB. And like I said before in previous videos, I've had problems with trying to hook up multiple USB cameras because it's kind of limited. But I don't know. Somebody was telling me that this thing is pretty good and it would be able to handle more. And I'd like to have it like 3 cameras. This camera, the overhead camera that we have, and then I'd like to get 1 more camera, and then that would be pretty good. Sultan says, not sure I have anything special to contribute to great discussions here. Just want to say you look different. Probably the light. Yeah, a little bit. We changed out the new light. But you do contribute a lot. Love having you on the show. It's great. You know, somebody who's another expat in Korea. I still haven't upgraded to Mac OS 26 Tau, trying to keep it away as long as possible. I know, right? It's... and I wish I didn't upgrade my phone. Because you know how they had the upgrade to the phone, they had the liquid glass. You know, the liquid glass, so you can kind of see a little bit what's behind the... That's like the most useless thing ever. I really don't get the liquid glass thing. I really think it's like, hey, we need to sell a phone, but we need to have upgrades. What can we do to upgrade it to make it sound like we did a good upgrade? And somebody came up with liquid glass, and it's like, never in my entire life, ever, 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 have I been on a computer or on a phone, or kind of like here, it's like that I've wanted a transparent lettering, like you see on the time there, that I honestly needed to see a little bit of what was behind the clock there on those letters. I just don't get it. Liquid glass is like a total waste. So, I don't know. I wish I could go back. That would be nice. Or if there are some settings to get rid of the liquid glass, I need to look on that and see if that's a thing, because it's just worthless. Liquid, oh, there is a setting. Display brightness, liquid glass, clear tinted. I don't. To reduce transparent, increase contrast, set to look for liquid glass and accessibility settings. Let's see what that does. I don't know. That doesn't do jack. I really just don't get the liquid glass thing. That was like, that's absolutely insane on that. Yeah, let's see. I shouldn't have upgraded. George says, next you'll have the $200 Apple tube sock. No, I won't. I swear to God. That is the stupidest thing I have ever seen. Good Lord. For those of you who don't know, Apple came out with the Apple sock. It is to carry around your iPhone. I mean, their latest iPhone, I wasn't really impressed with that either. Let me see if I can find this. Accessories for iPhone. Because it is the stupidest thing. It is essentially a sock with a slit in it. Crossbody strap. Oh, where is it? I got to find that sock. Because you all will just like, it's just monumentally stupid. They got crossbody straps now. Oh, that's a new thing that we got. A strap that goes across that hooks up to your phone for $60. That is monumentally stupid as well. I just don't get it. It's, oh, now you can have it across your body. You find the Apple sock. And it's more than $200. iPhone Pocket, that's what they call it. Check this thing out. This is monumentally stupid. Introducing iPhone Pocket, a beautiful way to wear and carry your iPhone. Seriously, that's it. It's basically a long stocking that was cut straight on the bottom, straight on the top, and then a slit down the sock. That little slit there. That's it. And I just about had a cow when I saw it. I mean, there it is. I mean, look at them. It's kind of like, seriously, really? You just put a slit into a sock and there's no toes. It's just straight across. And they have a short one and then they have a long one as well. And what are the prices on this? It is, I mean, seriously. This is insane. Look at this. iPhone Pocket in short strap is $150 US. The long strap is $230. Oh my gosh. When you can, I honestly, I think that if you're Apple and you can't make any significant technological upgrades to the phone, then you resort to, well, we got to sell something, some way to, hey, let's, and it's probably over drinks. They're probably sitting around, and they're having drinks and their cognac or whatever, and they're like, hey, we did the pastel thing and the liquid glass. Good Lord, nobody can top that. And then somebody's like, boom, hold my cognac. Here we go. The sock, and he pulls his sock out, and he gets a pair of scissors, and then he slits it, and he throws his iPhone in there, and he goes, there it is. The iPhone sock, the iPhone Pocket. We'll call it a pocket. We won't call it a sock or a stocking because that's really what it is. And then it's so cheaply made, it's 3D printed supposedly. So $230 for the long one. That is insane. That is just absolutely crazy. Ferritha says it's all going in a cycle. Liquid glass and rounded everything in transparency was super when Windows Vista came out. Then it all went back to solid colors and sharp corners around the Windows 7. Yeah, now we're back to transparency and rounded corners. And the most recent iPhone is made of aluminum, even the Pro version, so it's scratch, it like collects scratches like, infinity stones. To make it easier for muggers. Chillin' in Connect One. Hello, welcome to the show. Oh, what are we doing? I'm doing all kinds of weird things here. That's what I get for playing with buttons. Ferris says it's ultimate proof that Apple can sell anything to its followers. Well, I'm an Apple follower, but I'm not going to buy that piece of crap. That's absolutely insane. Chill and Connect says, oh yeah, the iPhone sock, to be fair, I don't think it is meant for the US market. I know the outside USA, like in Europe market, crossbody type of thing is the type of style. Yeah, and we looked at, they've got crossbody straps. That was like $50. That was like, next to nothing. It's just absolutely crazy. Sultan says, Steve, it's not for us. People like us are too old and sane for that kind of shit. That is true. That is true. Now, I did get a crossbody bag, a little wallet thing that you put across, but that's because we lived in Hawaii for a while, and that's what everybody does. You got your shorts, your tank top, and then your little, instead of a fanny pack, it's got the, that thing. So I've got that. Let's see. Also, this is Apple. Second time making a sock. Oh, really? Second time? So, I'm an Apple fanboy, but I'm not that much of an Apple fanboy. You got to draw the line. Liquid glass and Apple socks, happy socks, it's just not a thing. John Connect says, they made one for the iPod back in the day. Really? Wow. Remember the iPod when that came out, and the iPod mini, the little tiny square, and you had all the music on there? That was amazing. That was incredible. Now everything's streaming, everything costs money, subscriptions out to yin yang. George says, it is equivalent to selling sand to a desert nomad. Yeah. I mean, I can just go to Daiso. I can get some stockings, snip, and there you go. The iPhone Pocket for dirt cheap. And now, with 3D printers, you can get TPU, you could print your own. So, and you'd still save a ton of money. That is just insane. If you look up the iPod sock, you'll see it. Really? The iPod sock. I can't believe the short one's 150, the long one is 230. That is insane. iPod socks. Really? The iPod sock. That was actually a thing. Really? He's not kidding. Look at that. There it is. iPod socks for your iPod. Wonder how much those things. A set of 6. Let's see how much those go for. It can't be that bad. Of course, then again, it's Apple, so you never know. It's no longer available. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm heartbroken. There's no iPod sock anymore. Dang. Wow. Chill says the iPod sock was more useless. You could not even wear it. You can put it like mittens. You have like finger mittens, I think. Not a whole glove or a whole mitten, but you could do like finger mittens. Little bit. The iPhone Pocket, that's like a banana hammock, it seems. Nefertimur says, greetings, Steve. As an Apple enthusiast and shareholder, let's get back up there. I would not purchase a sock. However, I do own all of their other products. Yes, I got the Apple Watch. I've got the Apple iPhone. I got a 13 Pro Max. I would not get the newest phone. Got the Mini. I've had that. I've had the giant cheese grater computer that they ended up having. There was that. Had that for a long time. So, yeah, some fun stuff there. Let's see. Sultan says, if you ask me, Apple should stop all these gimmicky innovations and actually fix some of the damn bugs in their products. Their software quality has gone down the toilet, and it really sucks. Yeah. So, for example, like on the upgrade for the iPhone that got the liquid glass, and I was stupid for doing that, I've also noticed on the camera for photos and especially videos, when you zoom in, it like stutters. And there's like a huge, it's like, seriously, really? So it's like it's going from regular to like macro, micro, or whatever it is, and it just ends up being crappy. And why did my seriously? And now and now I'm talking about Apple. And then it freezes. But I think there might be a reason for that. Seriously? Come on. Okay, we're back. I did use a long, and it's still, oh, seriously. You know what? Oh, because I had the longer cable on here. It's degrading the signal on the face camera that I have. So we're just gonna, excuse me for the technical difficulties. Okay. How about now? Now we're back? Now we're back. I think we're back. Because now it says we're back on the Blue Yeti. I took out... it's weird. Because with the Mac Mini, unfortunately, it was liking two cameras. So I could do the face cam from Elgato, and then I had the other one on the desk. And then it didn't like that. So I don't know what the deal is. Let's see if we can go back here. Can you hear me now? Sultan says, we pissed off the Apple gods who are always watching. Oh no. Sorry about that. Chillin' Connect says, I'm in IT, so I see all sides of helping people learn tech and troubleshoot. That's why I really dislike how often Apple changes the software. It makes teaching and reteaching much harder. Yeah. Okay, now we got loud and clear. Cool, yeah. They will have to get a lot more apps out before I would try the Tesla phone. I don't know. Jill says we can hear you. Yeah, loud and clear. So we're good to go on that. Okay. Man, good Lord. And it's still, like I said, I don't know, maybe Apple was listening. But the only thing I did different was I put the longer USB cable on the face cam, the cam that we're using now, that was working fine, and then we're using the wireless, and that was working, and then it started not liking it. So, yeah, damn it. So that's why I'm hoping maybe with the Mac Studio, it ends up, because I love the Ecamm software. Because I've got the legacy version. In other words, I bought the program for a bunch of money, and now I've got a lifetime license, to whereas people now need to buy the Ecamm Live subscription. Ecamm Live. And for those of you who don't know, Ecamm Live is like the Mac thing here, stream, record, all of that stuff. And it's got pricing. And unfortunately, like $9.60 a month. And of course they got sales on stuff, and the Pro is like $20 a month. Seriously. I'm so glad that I got this program back when it was a program when you could actually buy it. So yeah, but I love the Ecamm Live. It is so easy to use. You can do all types of stuff on that. You can do different scenes. You can end up doing, like I said, you can end up doing your little titles and stuff like that. And I can do like desk camera views. So notice, like right now, like from 10 to 20 or 25 seconds, I can have a scene like this, and it'll go through a timer, and then it'll automatically, and I can make another scene that'll zoom in a little bit. Let's see if it'll pop in. So watch the screen, see how it zooms in. And they'll do that for a random amount of time between X and Y number of seconds, and they'll go to the next one. So the next one, it would pop up and it would kind of do that. I can throw a little subscribe thing on there, and then it can go full out a little bit more, and then it could go into here, bring it closer. So yeah, it's really versatile. I love the Ecamm software, but man, seems like everything is a subscription nowadays. Yeah. Chill and Connect says, how much was it when you could buy it outright? I want to say it was almost $200, maybe $200, $100, something like that. I mean, back then when I bought it, it was like, man, that's a little expensive, but lifetime license. There was some little voice deep inside me that was like, lifetime license, you'll have it for life. And I love Macs, except for when you put more than one, sometimes two. Definitely, if you put more than two USB cameras into the Mac, it doesn't like it. And then I got a video switcher thing, which one of these days I got to dip into that and whatever. So, Sultan says, I'm an old Mac Studio M1 Ultra, and I leave it home running as my continuous, let's see, integration server and media server. Cool. That's good. Yeah, I really enjoy Mac. I mean, I never liked, the spinning wheel of death, the blue screen of death, if with Windows, and you had that whole thing. And then if you had to update, you would spend a half day updating all, your Windows machine. And then that would take hours. And then you had to update and reload programs and stuff. And I remember just, having to do that. It would take an entire day, sometimes 2 days, to update my Windows with all the stuff that I had. And it just got so terrible. And, and then the beach ball, the spinning beach ball of death and all that, blue screen of death is just, and then when I went Mac, granted they're expensive, but I had virus problems before. Of course, maybe that had something to do with LimeWire and, Napster and downloading gazillion songs or whatever back when that was a thing. And then who was the lady that got punished for that? She ended up, they took her to court, and then all of a sudden everybody stopped downloading songs. I had an obscene amount of songs. Because if you had LimeWire or Napster or something, it was like, hey, I'm going to download, and you hoped that you could get the song that you wanted. And so I remember downloading songs and my favorite songs. And then it was like, well, hell, I'll just download the whole album. Not that you like the whole album, but I had so many songs. I mean, it was like, I want to say it was like 60, 70,000 sound files. And then when all that popped up, and then, of course, Windows problems, and then, of course, you got viruses and stuff would, people would put viruses on there, or they had viruses and they didn't know it, and then you transferred that onto yours. Good Lord, I had so many viruses back in the Windows days. It was totally insane. And so when I heard that Apple, when you had the Mac, you didn't have viruses, I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. And there were some people that I knew had Macs, and they're like, yeah, you don't have the spinning beach ball, you don't got the blue screen of death, it's a lot better. It's expensive. I'm so glad I did that from that perspective. But yeah, recently Apple hasn't been wowing me very much. Chill and Connect says, I dislike the subscription-based model for companies, monthly, yearly. Companies raise the prices too. I wish there was an option to pay outright, even though it's a little bit more expensive. That's where you and I were together on that. I totally agree, because I would rather pay one price for a lifetime license like I did with the Ecamm software, and boom, I would be happy, But it's funny because I saw a video. Somebody was like going through their phone, and they're going through their finances, and they found out it's like, oh my God, I was paying like $100 or $200 more than what for apps they didn't even use, but they're still paying that subscription fee every single month. And it's out of sight and out of mind, so they just didn't think about it. And so, the person's losing like $100, $200 a month or whatever. Over a year and years, that adds up to a lot of money. Holy crow. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'd rather pay the one price and be good with it. Yeah, George says they decided to make an example out of that one lady. Yeah, they absolutely did. And that kind of made a lot of people nervous, me included. It was like I downloaded all the songs onto a hard drive and kept it. Sultan says, sorry guys, got to run. Got a stupid meeting to do. You guys have a great one. Steve, thanks for making these videos. Really love them. Until next time, you as well. Thanks, Sultan, for showing up. It's always good to have you aboard. And Sultan says that he doesn't bring anything to the table. Posh. He does. As was everybody else. Ferrithus, he does too. He says, good night, bedtime here. Have a good day. All right, you as well. Sweet dreams. Dream about apples and sugar plums, and Christmas is coming up, so there's that to dream about. Thanksgiving is tomorrow for us anyway, so it's probably Thanksgiving there. Or no, we're a day ahead, so you've got another day until Thanksgiving. So ours is tomorrow, yours is the day, whatever it is. But yeah, good night. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. But yeah, a lot of people on here end up, I really appreciate it, bringing stuff to the table, having good conversations, did a little quick review on the new key light that we have with the ES45. It's just sitting at 1%. I mean, that is really nice. And the remote and everything, I think we got it set just right. If only we could get, my thing is I would want to have 3 USB cameras hooked into my Mac so the Mac doesn't freak out, because it does. And I would be totally happy with that. So one of these days, I'm going to dig in here. I've got and again, it's just kind of crazy. I've got a video switcher, but it requires putting stuff into HDMI. And so, yeah, there's that. And I had it working for one camera, but then trying to change or convert USB-C over to HDMI, and then there were some problems, and it is what it is. So George says, with that, we have to be cautious because we could do the same again. Okay. Chill says, I use Adobe Cloud, and I'm thinking about canceling it. Yearly, I'm ending up around $700, and I only use 3 apps from them. Ooh. Ouch, that's a doozy. Yeah, the whole subscription thing, I get it. But good Lord, you get subscribed to death is what it comes down to. So, yeah, it's just, oh, man. It is really just kind of crazy at times. So, oh, well, it is what it is. But, yeah. Anyway. I think that's going to be it. I think that is going to be it. We're going to call this quits because it's almost 2 and I haven't had lunch yet. And things are working, so we're just going to cut our losses and take it from there. So anyway, for all the people that are watching, the new people like Chill and Connect, thank you for stopping by and checking it out. And everybody else that's watching, I appreciate that. I'm Steve, by the way, the retired hobby tech guy, American expat in Korea. And yeah, loving it here, digging it, love it, like it. Do 3D printing, miniature painting. I'm going to try to do some different stuff. So like on Monday, what I'm thinking about doing is Miniature Monday, or maybe Figure Friday, where I paint because I need to get rid of my pile of shame, and do some painting videos and stuff like that, just stream and paint, and that'll be it. So we'll see what happens. But so thinking about throwing that into the mix. And then, of course, once we get some products in here, of course, I bought this little tiny review. It works great. Love it. ES45 by Godox works well. But, yeah, we're just going to continue on that. Chill and Connect says, and don't get me started on how hard it is to cancel subscriptions. It's tough. I know. Good Lord. The worst, you want to hear a story? The worst subscription to cancel was Planet Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness. Oh my gosh. It was when we were on Oahu, we were there and we signed up across the street from our condo. We had the 24-Hour Fitness. Crowded as all get out. I mean, in Waikiki, it is insane how crowded, and it was like crowded all the time. But especially after hours, after normal work hours, it was like going through a crowded bus station. So anyway, we signed up for a plan, and we're going to be there, we're there just over a year. But then we tried to cancel. You could cancel on the app. Canceled on the app. Okay, boom, should be good to go. And so we're getting close to leaving Oahu to come to Korea to retire here. And it ends up, it's like, check with a person in front. Oh, yeah, everything's fine. You're canceled. No money's going to come out. Money kept coming out and kept coming out. So it was about 2 months we still had money coming out. Holy crow. And then we had our phone service Who did we have our phone service with? But the same thing. We went to the store, or we did the app, and we canceled our service because we had our phones paid off. We said, hey, we're going overseas. We're never coming back. And they're like, okay, you're good to go. They kept taking money. And then we had to go to the store. They kept taking money. And then through the app, they kept taking money. We got to Korea, and we still had to call back and say, hey, what was the company? Good Lord. But yeah, it was like trying to, it's like, well, you haven't canceled. And it's like, oh, yes, I did. And, I got screenshots and, of course, some emails from the people at the store saying that we canceled on this date. They didn't want to offer refunds, because we overpaid. And it's like, no, I quit. Here is the copy of the email. Shoot it off to them. So 24-Hour Fitness was the same way. They were actually insane on trying to cancel that. And then those were the two big ones. And our app, when you have to dig through an app and you can't find unsubscribe or, delete account or whatever, good Lord, I hate it when that happens. Yeah, it's trying to cancel some of those things are absolutely insane. Terry pops up and says, have a good day. He's going to take off and do his thing. So, yeah, have a good one. Thanks, Terry, for showing up. I'll try to I can get into my email. I just need to get into the Facebook. It needs to re-verify whatever. And, having problems with that, too. Good Lord. Seriously. I'll check out the link that you send me and stuff, and I'll eventually get to that, too. Hopefully I can get that done today. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. That's it. We got some good stuff. So, with that being said, I think what we'll do is we will go ahead and we'll cut to the chase. We'll end this. And here is the obligatory ending screen. It ends up, if you want to email me, just say hi or whatever, you can do that. Nefertamur says, during my tenure as a disc jockey, oh wow, I amassed an extensive collection of over 1 million songs spanning various genres. 1 million, holy crow. I remember back in the day in Korea when you would go to the clubs and they had nothing but walls of vinyl and playing records. That was the good old days. The good old days. So, but yeah, if you want to contact me, there's my email address. Say hi or just, whatever you want to end up doing. Usually answer my emails. I'm pretty good at that. And since I'm retired, I got time. So that's kind of the best way that you can contact me. If you want to buy me coffee like these people did, you can do that as well. Link in description box, blah, blah, blah. But the very best thing that you can do for me is to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That would really, all this other stuff, this here, and don't worry about it. Yeah, I make my own coffee. So anyway, there it is. Sharing the experiences, doing a little unboxing and checking that out. Our new key light worked out really well. We got some new people like Chill and Connect. Some other people were watching as well. And if you've got questions on 3D printing, miniature painting, being retired in Korea, we share our experiences about that as well. And the Apple sock, absolutely insane, and whatever else pops up. Being retired in Korea, I do some videos on that as well. So, so we're going to let you go. I'm starving, hungry, so we'll let you go. You have a good Thanksgiving, good holidays, whatever it is that you end up doing. I'm going to do what I end up doing, and we're going to call it good. All right, so we will see you on the next video, but you got to subscribe. Peace. Got to subscribe. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Chill says, it's a great way to chat. That's what my name is about. Chill and Connect. I like that. That's a good name. I like that. That is good. Alrighty. So that was it. That was the last alibi. We will see you all in the next one. Peace. That was good. Good.